darkness over me. Since my true love walked out the door, tears I never had before, ripping the darkness over me. Clouds are gathering over my head that kill the day and hide the sun, that shroud the night when day is done, ripping the darkness over me. Rain is falling on the meadow where once my love and I did lie. Now she is gone from the meadow, my love, goodbye. Ripping the darkness over me where once the world was young as spring, where flowers did bloom and birds did sing, ripping the darkness over me. Here in this cold room lying, don't want to see no one but you. Lord, I wish I could be dying to forget you. How I wish your heart could see how mine just aches and breaks all day. Come on home and take away this ribbon of darkness over me. Come on home and take away this ribbon of darkness over me.
So, Ribbon of Darkness. And now we're moving on to Gordon's second album. And this one was called The Way I Feel. It was released in 1967. In April, this was first recorded in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's a beautiful song on there called Softly. And for those of you just joining, my name is Marek. I'm known as the Man of Many Voices, and I'm on here doing this show in tribute to the one and only Canadian singer-songwriter Gordon Lightfoot on what would have been his 85th birthday today. And this is Softly. It's a beautiful romantic song.
Softly she comes, whisper the breeze with her passing. In secret love she is laughing. Softly she comes in the night. Softly she sighs, sweetly she lies, never sleeping. Her fragrance all in my sleeping. Softly she comes in the night. Down the darkened hall I hear her footsteps on my stair, and she is in my arms once more. And softly she goes, her shining lips in the shadows whisper goodbye at my window. Softly she goes to the dawn. Down the darkened hall I hear her footsteps on my stair, and she is in my arms once more. And softly she goes, her shining lips in the shadows whisper goodbye at my window. Softly she goes in the dawn. Softly she goes in the dawn.
Yeah, really beautiful song. And it's called Softly. Next one, there's a song Gordon wrote as a tribute to a go-go dancer of all people. This one is called Go-Go Round. Hope you're enjoying the show so far.
Along upon the sidewalks of despair, 'twas there she wandered, with a suitcase in her hand, her faith, then she pondered. Only a go-girl girl in love with someone who didn't care. She met him on a night so rare when her friends were there and the band was grooving. When he gave a glance that said how much he would like to meet her. How was she to know at the time he would mistreat her? In her case she danced for him, although 100 eyes were turned her way. And before the set was through, he knew she would be his loved one. Only a go-girl girl in love with someone who didn't care. Only 21, she was a young girl just in from somewhere. Staying up in Michigan with a group they call the Intendant. With a kiss and a promise he was gone, the song was ended. But as she walks, she waits for him, the pavement is a shoulder for her tears. But in her heart she knows there is no way she can hope to change him. Only a go-girl girl in love with someone who didn't care. Only 21, she was a young girl just in from somewhere. Only a go-girl girl in love with someone who didn't care. A go-girl girl in love.
Go Girl in Love, off of Gordon's second album, called The Way I Feel. And there's a beautiful song called Home Song for a Winter's Night, which is as close to a Christmas song as Gordon ever got because he didn't record a Christmas album. Didn't want to do that, so this one is called Song for a Winter's Night.
Lamps burning upon my tabletop. The snow is softly falling. The air is still in the silence of my room. I hear your voice softly calling. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. Smoke is rising with the shadows overhead. My glass is almost empty. I read again between the lines upon each page the words of love you sent me. If I could only know within my heart that you were lonely too, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you. The fire is dying, now my lamp is going dim. The shades of night are lifting. The morning light steals across my window pane, where webs of snow are drifting. If I could only have you near to breathe a sigh or two, I would be happy just to hold the hands I love on this winter night with you, and to be once again with you. Ho, ho, ho.
I can always hear a ho 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 in there somewhere, but yeah, I can't read any comments or anything, so I know you're there listening. I want to say big hello to the people who are watching and they can't comment, which is Linda Sweat in Maine, my good friend, and Linda Story, Sue Story in Ontario, Canada. She's watching, I'm sure. I want to do this one here, which is one of my favorites, but it's always leaves a tear in my eye for some reason. So it's called Home from the Forest. Hey Scott, welcome.
In last perfection and the icy wind did blow. The water seeped into his shoes and the drizzle turned to snow. His eyes are red and his hopes were dead and the wine was running low. And the old man came home from the forest. His tears fell on the sidewalk as he stumbled in the street. A dozen faces stopped to stare, but no one stopped to speak. For his castle was a hallway and the bottle was his friend. And the old man stumbled in from the forest. Up the dark and dingy staircase did he hurl his way. On his cot he lay, and he wondered how it happened that he ended up this way, getting lost like a fool in the forest. And as he lay there sleeping, a vision did appear upon his mantle shining in the face of one so dear, who had loved him in the springtime of a long forgotten year, when the wildflowers did bloom in the forest. She touched his grizzled fingers and she called him by his name, and he heard the joyful sound of the children at their games in an old house on a hillside in some unforgotten town, where the river runs down from the forest. Where the mighty roar, the big chest soar above the canyon streets, and the conman con, the life goes on, but the city never sleeps. For the old forgotten soldier, the dawn will come no more. For the old man has come home from the forest.
It's a beautiful song for sure. It was called Home from the Forest. And the next one is a song that Gordon was recorded in 1967 for the Canadian Expo at the time. It's called the Canadian Railroad Trilogy. And it appeared on his second album and was always a concert favorite in his live concerts. And he performed it on every Canada Day that he did a show for Canada's 100th anniversary and Canada's 150th anniversary back in 2017. He sang it in Ottawa. So this is called Canadian Railroad Trilogy.
Was a time in this fair land where the railroad did not run, when the wild, majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheat, when the dark green forest was too silent to be read. Time has no beginnings and history has no bounds. As to this verdant country they came from all around. They sailed upon her waterways and they walked the forest tall, built the mines, mills, and the factories for the good of us all. When the young man's fancy was turned into the spring, the railroad men grew restless for to hear the hammers ring. Their minds were overflowing with the visions of their day. And many a fortune won and lost, and many a debt to pay. Oh, they looked to the future, and what did they see? They saw an iron road running from the sea to the sea, bringing the goods to a young growing land, all up through the seaports and into their hands. Go away, said they, across this mighty land, the eastern shore to the western sand. Workers, the ring of the rails, we gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails. Open your heart, let the lifeblood flow. Gotta get on our way, cause we're moving too slow. Bring in the workers and bring up the rails. We gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails. Open your heart, let the lifeblood flow. Gotta get on our way, cause we're moving too slow. Cause we're moving too slow. Beyond the blue Rockies, the sun is declining. The stars they come stealing at the close of the day. Across the wide prairie, loved ones lie sleeping. Beyond the dark oceans in a place far away, we are the navvies who work on the railway, swinging our hammers in the bright blazing sun, living on stew and drinking bad whiskey, bending our backs till the long days are done. We are the navvies who work upon the railway, swinging our hammers in the bright blazing sun, laying down track and building the bridges, bending our backs till the railroad is done. So over the mountains and over the plains, into the muskeg and into the rain, up to St. Lawrence all the way to Gaspé, swinging our hammers, having our pain, laying them in and tying them down, away to the bunkhouse and into the town. $1 a day and a place for my head, a drink to the living, a toast to the dead. Oh, the song of the future has been sung, all the battles have been won. On the mountain tops we stand, all the world at our command. We have opened up the soil with our teardrops and our toil. There was a time in this fair land where the railroad did not run, when the wild majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheel, when the green dark forest was too silent to be real, when the green dark forest was too silent to be real. Many are the dead men, too silent to be real.
So it was called the Canadian Railroad Trilogy, which was a song about the first people who built the railroads stretching across from the Atlantic to the Pacific coast. That was also a beautiful song there called The Way I Feel, which was the last song on the album from that part. Hey, Gerda Korsgaard, welcome, Gerda.
Way I feel is like a robin whose babes have flown to come no more, like a tall oak tree alone and crying when the birds have flown and the nest is bare. A woman born is like a young bird, and a tall oak tree is a young man's heart. Among her boughs you'll find her nesting when the nights are cool and she's warm and dry. A coat of green, it will protect her. Her wings will grow, your love will too. But all too soon, your mighty branches will cease to hold her, and she'll fly from you. Now the way I feel is like a robin whose babes have flown to come no more, like a tall oak tree alone and crying when the birds have flown and the nest is bare. When the birds have flown and the nest is bare. Birds have flown.
Okay, now we're moving on to Gordon's third album. That was released Hey, Yoko Westoys, welcome. His third album was called Did You Mention My Name? And it featured a controversial song for that time called Black Day in July, which was written by Lightfoot to inform people about the racial strife in the US, which dealt with the 1967 riots in Detroit. That appeared on that album. So this is Black Day in July. And it goes something like this.
Black day in July, Motor City madness has touched the countryside, and through the smoke and cinders you can hear it far and wide. The doors are quickly bolted and the children locked inside. Black day in July, black day in July, and the soul of Motor City is feared across the land, as the book of law and order is taken in the hands of the sons of the fathers who were carried to this land. Black day in July, black day in July, since Motor City there's a deadly silent sound, and the body of a dead youth lies stretched upon the ground. Upon the filthy pavements, no reason can be found. Black day in July, black day in July, Motor City madness has touched the countryside, and the people rise in anger, and the streets begin to fill, and there's gunfire from the rooftops, and the blood begins to spill. Black day in July, in the mansion of the governor, there's nothing that is known for sure, and the telephone is ringing, and the pendulum is swinging, and you wonder how it happened, and they really know the reason, and it wasn't just the temperature, and it wasn't just the season. Black day in July, black day in July, Motor City's burning and the flames are running wild. They reflect upon the waters of the river and the lake, and everyone is listening and everyone's awake. Black day in July, in July, the printing press is turning and the news is quickly flashed, and you read your morning paper, and you sip your cup of tea, and you wonder just in passing, is it him or is it me? Black day in July, in the office of the president, the deed is done, the troops are sent. There's really much choice, you see, it looks to us like anarchy. And then the tanks go rolling in, patch things up the best they can. There is no time to hesitate, the speech is made, the dues can wait. Black day in July, black day in July. The streets of Motor City now are quiet and serene, but the shapes of gutted buildings strike terror to the heart. And you say, how did it happen? And you say, how did it start? Why can't we all be brothers? Why can't we live in peace? But the hands of the have-nots keep falling out of reach. Black day in July, black day in July. Motor City mass has touched the countryside. Through the smoke and cinders you can hear it far and wide. The doors are quickly bolted and the children locked inside. Black day in July, day in July, black day in July.
There we go, Black Day in July. Off his third album. So hope you're all enjoying the show so far. Yeah, this is one called Did She Mention My Name?
So nice to meet an old friend and pass the time of day and talk about the hometown a million miles away. Is the ice still in the river? Are the old folks still the same? By the way, did she mention my name? She mentioned my name just in passing. And when the morning came, do you remember if she dropped a name or two? Is the hometown still on fire? Do they still win all the games? And by the way, did she mention my name? Is the landlord still a loser? Do his signs hang in the hall? Are the young girls still as pretty in the city in the fall? Does the laughter on their faces still put the sun to shame? By the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And when the talk ran high, did the look in her eyes seem far away? Is the old roof still leaking when the late snow turns to rain? By the way, did she mention my name? Did she mention my name just in passing? And looking at the rain, do you remember if she dropped a name or two? Won't you say hello from someone there'll be no need to explain? And by the way, did she mention my name?
And we're coming to the just a second. Welcome to hour number 2. Okay. Still can't read any comments, so I don't know whether you like it, don't like it. I can't really say. So I want to thank William Ludlow and Georgina Ludlow for having me back on this group after a bit of a pause. So, and his fourth album was called Back Here on Earth. Hello, hello.